Hey everyone, it's Cole from A+ Power Sports. I'm going to teach you how to use your brand new Can-Am 10 1/4 touchscreen with BRP GO. There'll be two parts of this video. The first part is me showing you all the different features of your BRP GO screen. If you're looking to download offline maps, there will be a timestamp in the description below. You can start from there. All right, first things first with our 10 1/4 BRP GO screen, if we hit the little bottom applet down in the bottom left, we can choose between gauges and media. We want to connect our phone first so we can play our music in our Defender Limiteds, and if we have an audio roof on our Max X3s, we can link it through the BRP GO screen. So click on media, connect device, and then you're going to scroll down to Bluetooth and pair a phone. Add new device. So it found me right away, click add. So if the connection fails, you just give it a second and try it one more time. There we go, we have to pair. I'm going to allow my contacts and favorites to sync. You can name this device on an iPhone, and now we're connected. We'll X out of that, and if I was playing music, you could play pause music through here. See if it does it. And then the cool thing with this screen is it's a split screen on this. So if I want this all the way over, you can swipe and you can have all of your music playing, and it's a nice fit and finish to it. Other things with this little left-hand applet is our gauges. So we can see our gauges. If we swipe over, it'll give us our RPM, compass, miles per hour, battery voltage, miles, trip A and B, and you can reset those. I'll show you that later. And what mode we're in. So we're in sport mode in the X3. If I want to go back, I can slide this over to this screen. Now this is where I will choose my different drive modes. So it comes pre-set with sport, normal, and Defenders it will also say work mode. And these are pre-populated from BRP. It's just set into the ECU system on this. If we go to edit, we can change this. So if we want it in sport, but we also want it in eco, you can have that as an option. We can change our suspension on this with smart shocks. And power steering, we can set min, medium, and max. Now, if you hit save, it's going to just tell you, do you want this custom 1 or 2? You can click whichever one you want. And if you want to customize, again, custom 1 or 2, you do the same thing, edit, and pick your settings. I like to have my custom 1 set up for most of the riding that I'm going to do, and then I can quickly change different drive mode settings as I'm going down the trail. Other things, this little plus sign here, we get our vehicle information. So we'll have VIN number, hardware, software, just back-end things. But it's nice to see our VIN number easily right there. Maintenance, this is our maintenance timer. So we're due for maintenance in 100 hours. Once that hits 0, it will come up with a maintenance reminder on the screen so you know when to change your oils. And you can reset it through this as well. Faults, if we had a diagnostic code come up, the screen will show us and we can actually see what the code is and start to pinpoint where the fault is coming from. So that's our two modes right here. Over on the far right-hand side is where we get into everything. So our phone, if we have our phone going, you can get into your keypad and call someone. You can see your contacts, recents. If someone calls me, you can see who's calling me on the screen. It's really designed for you to have a headset connected. So the BRP Vibe setup clips into your helmet. You can link your phone to that and then to the screen so you can talk through the intercom. There is no microphone inside any of the BRP products. Our cameras, we can have our rear camera, which will automatically turn on in reverse. And if you have a front camera, you can flip it around. You can click up here and turn this to be always enabled. I don't see a great purpose for it, but you can do that. Now, statistics, this will show us like average speed, duration of our ride, and distance with it. This is just our current ride right now. And you can hit back and then go to trip A or B, and of course, reset your ride by clicking up here. Next, we go to vehicle. This is the first screen that I had pulled up. And navigation. We'll get to that in a minute. Preferences. So we can change audio output. So if we have headset, like I had said, and you're running the BRP Vibe communicators on that on your helmet, you can link this to your headset, play music through that, and talk on the phone. Display, you can change from light, dark, and auto. And then, of course, the brightness. You can change that up and down. Bluetooth again, this is where you would pair your driver and passenger headset. Wi-Fi. Now, the BRP GO system with the mapping in it, it needs Wi-Fi to pull the hard files and actually download them into the screen so you can have offline maps. I will get to that in the next part of the video. If you follow the link that's listed right now, you'll be able to just fast forward and see that. Into general, we can change units from metric to imperial, language, date and time, and we can check for software updates. Reset to factory settings. Only do that as a worst case scenario because it will set it back to factory settings and you have to reprogram your phone and the rest of your preferences that you have. Now our applet switcher. So now looking at the steering wheel, on this we have our applet switcher. So you can go through this and you can see it happens pretty fast, but as you go through you can have media, statistics, gauges, camera, and that section that I was just in preferences, applet switcher, you can get rid of navigation or move things around if you want this gauges at the top. And if you want to delete some of it so it's just quickly, that's your screen if you click that button. The headset or mic talk on here, like I said, with the communicator on your helmet, this is where you would answer phone calls or use Siri or your phone's communication system. Since we're already on the steering wheel, we're going to show you these buttons over here. So on the far left-hand side with the three little squares, if we click that, that can go through our sport mode, eco mode, suspension on a smart shocks vehicle, and then power steering. So as you're driving, you can customize and change this 4x4 trail active or trail. And then another thing with this is with our music connected, you can scroll over and then just turn it up without having to take your hands off the wheel and eyes off the trail. You're able to just get to music and turn the volume up and down. So that's also controlled under ride settings. And this is where you can change what you want customized on the screen. So realistically, just driving down the trail, I typically like to just have my suspension on the Smart Shocks model and volume. Because I'm already changing my vehicle preferences on custom one, it's set how I want it, and we'll just leave it that way. Other options down at the bottom of the screen, like I showed you, if you have your gauges up, obviously those are there in media, but if you have media up, it's going to show RPM in miles per hour. Over here is how we get to our quick preferences, so light and dark mode. And we can add devices. So you can see my phone is connected and we can lock the screen. So if that happens, you can't have people touch this, but you need to hold it and it'll unlock itself. That's really it in here. If you tap on the volume, you can move this manually, or this will allow you to turn it up on the steering wheel. Now our navigation. So from the factory, we only will have our just world map downloaded on this. So it's going to show federal highways or state highways, I should say, like Highway 11 and 43 and Highway 51. We want to get more data on this and use our trails and see our road routes in southern Wisconsin. We can drive on the road. So to do that, we're going to go to Preferences and Wi-Fi. Add a new network, A+. When we hit done, it's going to start to connect to our Wi-Fi. So after the connection is successful, we'll let it load here for a second. So we're connected, we have full bars. Now, getting the offline maps downloaded into this is a very big file. So you need to make sure that you have a good Wi-Fi connection and you're not going to lose or break your connection with it. So with us connected to Wi-Fi, we're going to do two things first. I'm going to start with going to General and do a software update. So we can see that we have an update available. All right, ours is up to date. So that's what it would want to put in is v4.0.6, and that's what we have installed right now. So we're good on this screen. But the big thing is going to our maps. So this is where we're going to get our offline maps in here. And you can add a few different states in it. So we'll go down to USA. And most of my riding is in Wisconsin. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. All right, so now they're down here. We'll click Add. If I also ride in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you can add another one, but it takes a little bit longer for it to download this because they are very big files. So once we click Wisconsin, we'll click Update. So once you click this, you cannot shut off the vehicle, leave it hooked up to Wi-Fi. This can take up to 30 minutes, so this takes a while for it to download. Maybe even longer if you have a poor Wi-Fi signal. All right, now that that's finished downloading, we have switched vehicles because we're outside. So in my Defender, we need the GPS transmitter to reach the satellites in space. Couldn't do it inside the metal building. So now we're outside. This is what your maps are going to look like now in navigation section. So we can see all of these are road routes. So this like gray colored line, that is a legal road route for us to drive around our dealership in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. And as we scroll around, we can see like Wisconsin Highway 11 and 43, we can't drive down those because they are numbered roads in Wisconsin. But we can zoom in over on the side. And we can start to see more detail with the names of the actual street. So as I scroll around, if you need to go check out something over here and you lose your little icon, that's you can hit this button in the bottom right and it will center yourself again. Other things are, the map has two different modes, so I like it with north up. My little guy's going around in circles if I turn left and right. Some people like the map to move around them, so your little icon is always going straight. That's personal preference, so you decide how you want it. We're going to leave it like this. Other things over in the top right corner. So when they're white, that means they're not turned on. So we can have it track my ride. So once I turn this on, it's leaving a breadcrumb trail for me once this is clicked. And I can ride all day and get lost and then follow my little line back home and not have to worry about being lost. If you want to delete that track, you would hit delete and it gets rid of that. I'm going to keep it off so it doesn't follow me all the time. You can have a scale and the altitude meter here for it. We can also turn on groups. So I'll show you that in a second area. In your initials, you'll want to name yourself with your initials here so people can distinguish you in the group ride. But now we have our altitude and our scale down on the bottom. So we can use this to measure the distance between things. And it will change as we go out farther or zoom in. Now we're 750 feet. So you pick and choose how you want to use that. Now, group ride feature. We can click this and we can create a group. So my group code is this. So my friends would pull up in their Can-Ams that have BRP GO or on the phone app and we can link together and we'll be able to see where everyone's at while we're riding. And that's really nice out on the trails. If I want to leave a group, obviously just click leave. Okay, so that's our offline maps that are just now downloaded in the screen. So I don't need my phone connected. But we can take it one step farther and get the BRP GO app on our cell phone, which will look like this. So with this open, we can plug in our phone charger into the USB port underneath the front glove box here. Once we plug that in, you'll see the screen start to do the real mapping side of it. So I cannot use my phone while it's plugged into my BRP GO. So we just tuck that into that upper glove box. Now, a couple different things we can do here. We can have different map settings. You can see the legend here, and you can have a map in 3D view or just 2D. Again, zoom in and out, move your little guy around and recenter him. And group ride is still there. This is the itinerary. So when you make these itineraries on your BRP GO app, they will automatically just go to the screen, and this will give you turn-by-turn directions on how to get from point A to point B. The search feature lets you put different areas in. You can find food, restaurants, hotels, closest BRP dealers, and service centers near me. In the settings, you can choose between metric or imperial. We're going to use imperial. And we'll go back to the maps. So now it's a little bit more detailed. Again, you can see everything. And this is where we'll get our trail maps, and this is downloading to your phone at the same time since they're linked together. So it's cool. You can go ride all day and it goes to your phone. So when you're sitting in the cabin at night, you can see where you rode and talk about where you want to ride the next day and actually set a ride for that, or an itinerary, BRP calls it, and go ride it the next day. If you guys found this video helpful, hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave a comment down in the section below. If you want to see what I have in stock right now and you're ready to upgrade your ride, check out aplusride.com. And as always, thanks for watching.